Hi everybody, welcome back to Tunes Reviews. Today we are going to be doing an unboxing video, which I have not done in a really long time. I think at the very least, I haven't done one since I moved here, so it's been probably a little over 8 months. I know that the last unboxing I had done was on Creed's Green Irish Tweed, which was something that I had just kind of gifted myself as a means of growth and coming into some new endeavors. So with this video, I'm going to start us off with, I have 3 boxes here. There's 4 fragrances in total that need to be unboxed, but prior to showing you the fragrances that still need to be unboxed, I do have one that I ordered at the same time that I will show you. And I couldn't wait on unboxing this because this was a blind buy for me, and I really needed to know given how much I spent on this, if I enjoyed it, and I really wanted to get to kind of getting to know the fragrance. So Dior's Fève Délicieuse, which is in the talks of being discontinued, so I really wanted to jump on getting that. I got the biggest bottle you can get. Yeah, I purchased this blindly. I don't necessarily recommend doing things like that when it comes to fragrances that kind of cost an arm and a leg, but with this one in particular, I had asked a couple, fellow YouTubers that I really trust, Ashton from Gensense, and a couple other folks, as to whether or not they would think that I would enjoy this fragrance, especially given the nature of how this is continually compared to Tonka Imperiale by Guerlain, which is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. So I just went ahead and blind bought this, and I'm really glad that I did. This is really enjoyable. It is actually very similar to Tonka Imperial. Based on first impressions, I would say that I still am a Tonka Imperial guy over Fève Délicieuse, but this is a wonderful powdery Tonka, kind of vanillic nuances, even like a bit of a tobacco vibe in there. There's a little bit of a tart cherry, not as sweet as TI, but very good, very good. I really enjoy this fragrance, and I'm glad that I have it in the collection now. So now that we got the fragrance that I already unboxed out of the way, it is time for us to snag here our handy dandy flip knife and go to town on these boxes. There's 3 boxes here, 4 fragrances in total. They are all niche. Primarily, I really do focus a lot more on, obviously, the indie and niche realm, as you can tell with the content that I push out. But I will be slipping into more of the higher end designer line. I think it'll be kind of a navigating a 50-50 approach on that as my channel progresses and grows, because I will be expanding with my channel. I will be bringing more content, probably 2 to 3 videos a week, starting pretty soon within the next coming months. And I really want to make sure that I really cover all my bases. There are 101 wonderful 10 out of 10 designer releases that are very affordable, versus me continually talking about niche, which, the niche market is typically where my heart lies, but there are so many wonderful designer fragrances out there that I haven't touched base with too much. Now that that spiel is over, why don't we get to it and unbox our first box here. This one is from Neiman Marcus. I think I have 2 from Neiman Marcus here, and then 1 from Fragrance X. Fragrance X is personally my new favorite place to purchase fragrances, other than if I have to go to places like Neiman Marcus or Bloomingdale's or Saks Fifth Ave or Lucky Scent. But if I'm talking like where you can find fragrances for a deal, Fragrance X is really where it's at. So anyways, that being said, this isn't sponsored at all, nothing like that. I just wanted to throw it out there that I love purchasing from Fragrance X, and I've probably purchased close to like $5,000 worth of stuff from them in the last year, and they're really a company that I instill my trust in. I love how quick they are with shipping and everything. Usually they ship it out the day of or the day after that you've purchased something, so very quick too. So let's start off with this box from Neiman Marcus. Like I said, I ordered 2 things from this company. Both of them actually I couldn't find anywhere else in either the size that I wanted and or the fragrance itself just wasn't anywhere. I'll get to that once I see which one is which. Da-da-da-da. Okay, what do we got here? Samples. Like most samples that I get sent from companies like this are completely useless to me. All right, so the first one is this. I fell in love with this and really wanted to just get the big bottle because I feel like something that I would wear a plethora of. Like, this is just something that I would wear all the time. Very good fragrance in my eyes. It's one of my favorite houses, and that is the house of Francis Kurkdjian. This is Amorous Homme. So let's go ahead and unbox this here. Francis Kurkdjian's, yeah, his bottles, his whole aesthetic is like next to none. That is Amorous Homme. I don't even need to spray this, and you can smell it already. God, I love this stuff. It is so good. If you're looking for something that like reads as a high-end designer fragrance, but has like the quality of niche, I really highly recommend checking out Amorous Homme. As you can see, I got the big bottle here. These aren't cheap. I think this was about $350 or $300, something like that. I don't really remember, to be honest with you. I suppose I could look at the piece of paper here. And I was off. That was $395. So Amorous Homme and the big bottle was about $395. I think most of them are around that much, unless you're looking at like the Oud line or something that's considered like more of their luxury line. But Amorous Homme is just absolutely stunning to me. I'm probably going to make this my scent of the day. I think it's very cozy, it's very inviting, and simply put, it's just sexy and clean, you know? Very wonderful fragrance. I highly recommend checking that out. Two fragrances in here that I've been wanting for a long time. One of which I discovered, I was really late to the game with discovering this because in general, like, I kind of reject the brand. I don't find that I enjoy a lot of what the brand has to offer. And that's just me being honest, like I'm not being malicious. And I find that the overabundance of reviewers that cram this brand down everyone's throats is just kind of like, it would be redundant of me to continue to like push out content revolving around these fragrances, because I just feel like there's 1,000,001 reviews on all these fragrances in this brand. But anyways, I digress. I got the 2.5 ounce of Parfums de Harrod, which is easily to me the best fragrance from the house. I think that this is like a really interesting, almost chocolatey, hazelnutty, almost like a butter cookie spread type of fragrance with tobacco. And I think that it's like less about the tobacco than it is about those hazelnutty, creamy nuances. So, but, you know, everyone's nose is different, I suppose. So that's the box. We've all seen a fucking Parfums de box, right? And that is the bottle. It's a very nice, hefty little bottle. I'm actually going to spray this on my hand because I love this stuff. Yeah, I'm very happy to have this in my collection. I've wanted this for a while. And I finally just was like, you know what, screw it, I'll pick it up. The only reason why I got the 2.5 ounce is because on Fragrance X, the 3.4 ounce bottle was like $100 more for some reason. Usually that's not the case. And for this being like $140 that I paid for, I thought it was well worth it. So, and it'll take me forever to get through this entire bottle anyways, with all the fragrances that I've got in the collection. So no big deal. And the other one, oh my God, I actually forgot that I purchased this. I'm really excited about. It's like I haven't owned this in, geez, probably like 5 years or 6 years. And it's a blast from the past for me. It reminds me of like so many nostalgic, wonderful memories that I've made. Now it's gonna sound kind of strange, but I did wear this fragrance a lot in the summertime that I had discovered it. And I don't think that it's necessarily a fragrance that is meant to be worn in the summer, but I absolutely loved the melding of these notes in the hot summer heat. And you've noticed this a lot with some of the fragrances that I like in the summer, like Tuscan Leather, Musk Ravageur, that aren't necessarily meant for that particular season. And this is kind of in the same realm of those things. And this is, I think, probably, yeah, this is definitely my favorite fragrance from this house. I think Gypsy Water and probably Belle d'Afrique are my second and third favorites, but this one is really the one that sold me on the brand. And that is Accord Oud by Byredo. And Accord Oud is just a wonderful, wonderful concoction of tart fruit and a very rugged leather. There's some greenness in here. There's some almost like port wine type elements. There's a very tart fruit. There's almost like a leafiness about it. And then there's just that really rugged leather. I love this fragrance so, so, so much. I'm very happy to have this in the collection again. So if you haven't seen a Byredo box, that's how it rests in there. There's a little card that's in there too, so this little sleeve pops off. And yeah, I got the 3.4 ounce of this because this is something that I'll wear an absolute ton of, especially in the fall and the summer. I think that this is just such a good fragrance. Such a good fragrance. Oh. Yeah. Absolutely love this. I highly recommend getting your nose on this if you're someone that likes that kind of combination of like a tart fruit, some tart green elements, like a bitter green element with that really nice, rugged, bitter leather. There is some sweetness in this as well. Very, very good. I love this stuff. And I'm so happy to have this in my collection again. It really reminds me of, I don't know, just wearing like a leather jacket on a cool summer night and having some like cocktails around and maybe like a Moscow Mule type vibe. There's like a sparkling element in this as well. I don't necessarily think it smells like Moscow Mules, but it just has that effervescent sparkling quality to it. And if I didn't know any better, and this is to speak on the quality of this fragrance in particular involved with the brand of Byredo. This has a quality about it that really reminds me of a Chanel release. That aldehydic, effervescent transparency. I get a lot of that throughout this fragrance. And if, I didn't know any better, I'd say that it was a Jean-Claude Ellena fragrance or it was something done by Chanel. But either way, I absolutely love this and I cannot wait to wear this more. The final box here, another one from Neiman Marcus. This is something that's been on my radar for a couple years anyways. I've wanted this fragrance and I wanted this and another fragrance from this line. This will be my first bottle from this line. I think that this line really kind of exudes luxury in a way that a lot of niche fragrances don't. And I also feel that this fragrance in particular is bringing something new to the table as far as those fresh spring and summer vibe type fragrances that we've kind of been lacking for a while, although this did come out a few years ago. So the last fragrance that I've got here is from the house of Boadicea the Victorious. Boadicea the Victorious. And this is called Glorious. And I really wanted the 100 ml bottle because I will tell you right now that when I come out with a spring and summer list, which I will most likely combine as one, this is going to do very well for itself on that list. Wholeheartedly so impressed with this stuff. I absolutely love this brand. Seductive is probably, I don't know, that's the second one that I wanted to pick up, and I wanted to pick that bottle up for years now. Now I just got to figure out how this opens up because it's not sliding. Be smarter than the box, Tim. Okay, looks like the box has a magnet. Maybe not a magnet. Maybe it is a magnet. It is a magnet. Okay. The side is magnetized, and then it just rests in there. I thought it was a sleeve at first, because I'm a dumbass apparently. But geez, just I've never held a Boadicea the Victorious bottle, and they're pretty gorgeous. On the one side you have, you know, what the fragrance is in the house, and then the other side is just a stylized plaque. Yeah. And this stuff is just so sexy. Don't spray your new tattoo, Tim. Oh, what a beautiful concoction of fruits. Just a wonderful fruit cocktail type fragrance, and there's some musky elements, and just this is sexy stuff. So I think it's safe to say that you obviously are going to see me review all these fragrances that you saw in this video at some point within the next coming months. The only one that might take a little bit longer for me is Fève Délicieuse, because it's the one that I have the least amount of experience with, that being a blind buy and me not having gotten my nose on it until literally like 4 days ago. So that might take a little bit longer for me to grasp a hold of what it is that I'm experiencing. But the rest of these fragrances I've either, you know, had samples or decants or owned a bottle of in the past. Byredo I owned a bottle of in the past, but the rest of them I've owned decants or samples, and finally got around to purchasing the full bottle for the better part of a year or longer, depending on what it is. So you can look forward to me touching base with a more detailed video with all these in the coming months. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourselves out there, and I hope you look forward to more content. I'm looking forward to making some more content for you all, so I hope that you all have been enjoying me kind of peeking my head out a little bit more often than usual. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and yeah, let's get it. Talk to you soon.